Yeah, it says waiting for call soda. Waiting for call.
Alright, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
You've not actually started it yet. You've just said you've just started a waiting timer for it. Just waiting for call soda. Waiting for call.
Alright, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
You've not actually started it yet. You've just said you've just started a waiting timer for it.
Can you guys hear me? Is it loud?
Just waiting for call soda. Waiting for call.
Alright, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
You've not actually started it yet. You've just said
is that a small game? Is that?
Can you guys hear me? Is it loud?
Soda.
Waiting for call soda.
Is the game small or like on your? Oh wait, there we go.
You've not actually started it yet. You've just
Oh yeah. No, I was just wondering.
Because
It's
that a
not
small
obviously
game?
fixed to the screen of the stream. It's in the full desktop.
Is it loud?
Soda. Seems like it's working now. Yeah. I'll type something in. Can you see that?
Hornet 1-1. We are heading home.
Making sure you.
Spartan 1-1. We are heading home.
Retype it then. I'm just checking for you.
Warhawk 1-1. Engaging. Target. Bullseye. 03023. 21,000.
All right, listen up.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Now you should be able to hear me without having to use push to talk. The reduce it sounds pretty loud from my end, so let me just, reduce it a little. Just a hair. Let's see if that's a lot better. Can you guys hear me? Is it loud? There you go. Now you should be able to hear me without having to use push to talk. The reduce it sounds pretty loud from my end, so let me just, reduce it a little. Just a hair. see if that's a lot better.
Yeah, that game looks complicated as fuck. Cool.
Can you guys hear me? Is it loud? There you go. Now I should be able to hear me without having to use push to talk. Whatever you do, it sounds pretty loud.
Still loud.
From my end, so let me just...
Dang. Refix it again. That should be good. I hope. I hope it's not peaking. Now I just need to set my mute and then I'll be good. Alright, now it's good. Now I got set. Yeah, now I got push to talk set, so I don't have to... People hear me yell all the time.
Just,
Yeah,
you know,
fine. I was saying that game looks complicated.
Well, you haven't seen everything.
Yeah, I know.
Let me actually play now, since I have it all set up and it's good to go, I hope.
Yeah.
Alright, the mute stuff is working. Nice, we got AWACS and a tanker, and even J-Star.
1-1. Engaging target bullseye. 05060 26,000. Roach 1-1. Engaging target bullseye. 05559 26,000.
Oh, never mind, they're already en route. Why did they put me in something that's already en
Chalice
route?
2. Radar contact bullseye. 056.
That's pretty stupid.
15,000.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Gamble
No.
1/1.
I'm just gonna have to
Chalice
find a new
2,
mission.
Radar contact bullseye 05052
Alright, listen up.
21,000. Plasma 3-1 in. Chalice 2, radar contact bullseye 04464 21,000. Magnet 2-1, engaging target bullseye 07029 22,000.
Alright, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, indubitably.
I hope now that audio stuff is not annoying. Because I have it set to output, so if I play the stream, you know, in game or here, that means the people will just hear it again, which is a bit annoying. At least I fixed it all, so we're good.
I can't.
There you go. Alright, let me start up the bad boy. Turn on those lights first. Then we set our engine feed to norm. Check the battery, see if it's working using the Flickus test. Alright, after doing the Flickus test, I would
Oh yeah, no, it's working. I can hear you.
turn on air source. This is really important. If you don't have air source on, you're going to create a lot of problems for yourself. So make sure this thing is set to norm. That's the least thing you need to worry about. Well, that's the most thing you need to worry about. Anyway, now I got to set up my comms. So I'll turn on the UHF and VHF. Set the missile warnings all the way on. Set the threat warnings all the way on so we can actually hear stuff. Set that to main, and then I leave it alone. Now, set the main battery Now this is really important. If you close the canopy while doing the JFS, aka the thing that starts the plane, it ain't gonna go well. The JFS won't have enough power to turn on the engine. So what I like to do is close the canopy first and then do the JFS. Unless you want to hear the engines, then, you know. Usually would close the canopy after the JFS test. Anyway, we right click on this and we'll start to run. How you know it's going to run? There will be a green light right below this word right here. Once that green light comes on, that's when you know it's starting to work and do its thing. Like that, right here. Now, how to know when to unidle the throttle? You look right here. It says RPM. Alright, RPM right here. Once that thing gets to 20%, that's when you're able to turn it on. Usually I, you know, give it a little more time. I wait for like 21, 25%. That's what I usually will set it to. Alright, now we're at 25. Let me unidle. To unidle, you press Alt, right Alt I. Now that thing is unidled, and now it is going past 20, going into the 40s. And if you look at the F2 here, that's the temperature of your engine. It should go to around 6 to 7, and, you know, slowly go back down. If it goes above 7, that means you did a hard start or something's wrong, and you should shut down the engine as soon as that happens. Alright, once this bad boy is going down, I'm going to do is turn on my avionics. See, once it's 7, went down. If it goes above 7, once again, bad stuff. Anyway, turn on avionics. You go over to here, it says avionics power. You'll see it right here. Turn all these switches on. Well, what you have to do is wait for this bad boy to come on. While we're waiting for this, we need to turn on our FCR on. FCR switch is right over here, right in front. I have no idea why it's up there, but I didn't make the plane. Anyway, once you turn on FCR, let's set our radar attitude to standby, you know, get that ready to go. Aha, now this thing is on. Once this thing is on, we turn what is called our INS to align, norm. How I know it's aligning right now? You see this align? These two settings, we want to set that to norm. Another way to know is this thing. If this thing slowly starts rising, that means your INS is getting ready, getting to work. Anyway, what I like to do after this, I like to turn on the HUD. There's this scroller right here, turn all the way up. You see the nice numbers. Now, what I like to do is turn off all these warnings. I forgot what it's called. Ah, right here. FAC. Press that, boom. All warnings are done. For now, you can ignore this, or, you know, if you're like me, just arm the seat down, just so that light doesn't come up. I mean, I don't know, it's just a preference. You can do it before takeoff. I like doing it, you know, before I taxi. Anyway, after you do that, go over to here, and this is where we're starting to set up our IFF and our UFC. Both of these, we do this so that when we insert our data cartridge disk, whatever it's called, it's going to set it up for us, so we won't have to do anything. So once again, set our IFF to standby, set the CNI to UFC, and now we turn on the data cartridge disk. So we see this DTE right here, we click that, and then we click on load. Now as you see, it's setting up. It's going to set up the MPDs, the comms, the profiles, all the good fun stuff. Then it'll reset. Now, once we get to here, I set up my comms. Now, UHF2, that's going to be our ground. And based on what the comm ladder says, it's either going to be 15 or 16. I believe or 15. I'll give that a check before we get going. Anyway, I set up my comms. The next thing to do is check your engines, check the EPU. So, You see this right here? It says EPU safety pin in place. We have to take off that pin and able to test the EPU. Do that. You go press T, you get these ATC commands to come up, and you press 1 right here. Boom. Now this whole thing is gone, and now you can do the EPU test. Now, to do this test, we need a reference right here. What you do is slowly increment the throttle. As you see, it'll increase. We need this to be about 85. '85 is pretty good. Alright. And now what we need to do is turn it off and turn it back to norm. To turn it off, you right click. Turn it on, you left click. Boom. And now you can do your EPU test. You simply hold this EPU switch right here. You see this test panel. You hold that EPU switch, and if the 4 green letters come up, that means the test is good, and you can let go and idle throttle. Now, one more test I like to do. A lot of people don't do this. I just like doing it for fun because, you know, why not? It's some eye candy stuff. What I'll do is I'll check the SEC, which means, you know, what's going to happen. It's the thing that closes up so that when you're going full throttle, you can go a little faster. Don't quote me on this. Once again, I'm still a noob. I'm still learning these things. This is just based off of my knowledge. I'm just saying these things, you know, for me, mostly. Anyway. You right click this thing, goes to SEC, check the advisory board right here, SEC comes up. When I increase the throttle, this thing shouldn't change. Alright, that's good. Now, the last stuff. It's a bit annoying, you'll see why. So, this last step is important. When you turn on the ECM. If you don't turn on the ECM, your life will be slightly harder. Missiles will easily be able to catch on to you. With the ECM, it gives you a slightly better chance of survival, because we're jamming those missiles and planes from locking up on us. So, simply turn that on. Turn on the RWR, JWR, and MWS. Turn on chaff and flare. Now this is preference. I don't like using the programs, so I usually keep the programs off. I just like using the manual mode, so set to standby. Wait for this to get ready. And then I set this to man, and now we're good. Now we need to actually turn on the RWR right here. Do that, you press a switch right here. Boom. Now this thing comes on. Now we wait a second or two. Then we do the system test. It's right here. It says system test. Click that, and yeah, the annoying sound. This is why I don't like the step, because of the loud noise. Anyway, while that's going on, we're going to do the fuel test. Set that to test. Now, how do you know this is right? You see number 6000, and these two knobs are around the 20 mark. Both of these are good. That means you're good to go. Your fuel is, you know, in good condition. Anyway, set back to norm. Now, let's see. What am I forgetting? Ah, yes. I'm forgetting the INS. Now, to see if INS is ready, make sure you click this. Goes back to this page right here. Make sure you're on this page. Click on list. And if you look on the list, you have these choices. Dest, Bingo, VIP, all this stuff. What we want is INS. So, this is 6, INS. We want to click on 6. Boom. There you go. Now, when this ready thing is blinking, that means it's good to go. So, simply we set the INS to nav, and boom, we're good to go. Now, to go back to our normal page, or home page, as I like to call it. I forgot the exact names. I don't remember abbreviations that well. You click on return right here. Boom. Back to this page. Now, let me check one thing. What I like to do, I recommend you guys do this. I recommend printing your flight plans as an HTML file. Because what you can do is you can take this HTML file and you can open it up as a PDF or whatever you like. It's good stuff. I like it. I use it all the time. Now, what I would recommend doing, I mean, you don't have to do this, but what I like doing is I synced the briefings file onto my Google Drive, so every time that file updates, it'll come up on my phone. And it's on my phone. Good. Now I just need to open this briefing as a PDF and make sure everything is good to go. Alright. Oh, wrong briefing. That's awkward. Think it's this one. Please be this one. If not, this would be really awkward. Well, silly me. I didn't have my briefings printed, so worst case scenario, we're just gonna have to find out what our intercom channel is the hard way. Now, this doesn't happen often, but if it does, a simple way to see if you're on the right frequency with your wingman is just ask your wingman, like ask their fuel state, something simple. Now to do this, you click on W, that's the wingman commands. If you want your element, you press E. Element commands come up. Just press W, all the way to something like, I don't know, say position, say status, all that stuff. For now, I'll just say status, and that's the easiest.
Cyborg 1-2, what is status?
Aha, they didn't respond. That means we're in the wrong frequency. So now we simply go from 15 to 16. And we do the test again. See if it works.
Cyborg 1-2, what is status?
Hello, Cyborg 1-2. What if I need to ask its fuel state? Let me just do that.
Cyborg 1-2, what is fuel state?
Okay then, if it's not 16, it's 17. Usually doesn't get to that. It's weird. Maybe I'm just stupid. I am a noob after all.
Cyborg 1-2, what is fuel state?
Maybe it is 15. Usually doesn't go to 17. If I remember correctly, there's only 3 flights per package, so let me try this again. Try something else. Fuel weapons check.
Cyborg 1-2, Cyborg 1-1, weapons check.
You know what? I'm not gonna have a wingman. I guess I'll do this by myself. You know what? I'm just gonna ask. I'm just gonna go straight to taxi right now, because pretty sure our wingman will follow us anyway. We just won't be able to hear him if he needs anything and all that.
Cyborg 1-2 ship, F-16s, request taxi.
Good afternoon, Cyborg 1. You are number 1 for departure. Taxi Papa, Bravo, and hold short runway 20 left.
Now, one big thing a lot of people forget, they forget to turn on their NWS, nose wheel steering. Now, to know if you turn it on, you see a blue light right here. It says AR NWS. That means it's good to go and you can use it. Now, to taxi, you slowly increase throttle. I already forgot what runway I'm in. That's great. Now, when this happens, you simply press T and you ask them to say it again.
Cyborg 1-1, repeat transmission.
Cyborg 1, taxi Papa, Bravo, and hold short runway 20 left.
There you go. Runway 20 left. Which means I have to turn right.
Cyborg 1-1. Contact tower for takeoff. Switch to 35310.
Oh, we're already here. I didn't realize that. Alright. Now, once we're here, what I like to do is set the steer point to number 2. And see these arrows right here? That's when you know it's selected. You press these up and down arrows till UHF 2 is selected right here. And now you simply use these arrows to either go up or go down. Now, there's this thing called a comm ladder. So 2 is usually taxi, 3 is tower, and 4 is departure. And then when you come back, you go back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, number 5 is usually AWACS. I forgot. Anyway, let me ask him for takeoff. Oh, I forgot to change it up. There you go. Now I can. Usually know if you can do it if this doesn't light up. You see, as soon as I turned it up to UHF 3, it came up. Anyway, let's ask.
Cyborg 1-2 ship, F-16s, ready for departure.
Cyborg 1, pay me tower, wing 150 at 8 knots, runway 20 left. You are cleared for takeoff.
Alright, dope. Let's try taking off now. We're a little early, and I forgot the times, but you know what? We're gonna go with it. Because at the end of the day, I care about having fun. Anyway, let me wait for my wingman to come in. What I like to do, I like to fast forward things.
Jackal
So to
1-1,
fast forward it
contact
by times 2,
758
press tab.
0.
To go times 4,
Jackal
press
1-2, contact
caps
below.
lock.
Switch to 758
anyway, we don't need any of
0.
that. Since we already cleared taxi and take off, let's take off. Anyway, just floor the throttle. And now, once you get to a good altitude, or good speed, I mean, turn off nose wheel steering. So you don't, turn too hard. Anyway, let's get to like 200, lift off. That was a little late, I'm not gonna lie. I should have lifted off a lot earlier. But,
Airborne.
oh well, we deal with it. Anyway, lift the gears.
Cyborg 1-1, contact departure.
Since it asks us to contact departure, we go to UHF number 4. And we say we're airborne.
Cyborg 1, airborne, 2 ship, F-16s, 1000.
Cyborg 1, pay me. Departure. Fly heading 015. Resume on navigation.
Alright, so now we turn towards heading 015. Try increasing altitude and turning at the same time, so I'm not in anyone's way. I don't know what direction you need to turn. You see this small arrow right here? That tells us where we need to turn. This diamond is, where we're heading towards, or where we need to go. So, remember to use that when you're navigating. Anyway, once you get to a good heading, what I like to do is I like to turn on the autopilot. By the way, I love the autopilot on this plane. This pilot on this is great. Anyway, to set it to autopilot, go to here. Now I want to not hold our altitude, but hold our pitch. So we right click. And now a cooler feature is setting it to the steer point. So do that once again, right click, and boom, turns towards the steer point. Now what I like to do is I like to fast forward. Because, I don't want to wait, for 10-20 minutes.
Still in position.
It's offline, so it doesn't really matter too much. Anyway, go to waypoint 2. Let me zoom out, make sure we're doing it right. There you go. Go to waypoint 2, and then right here is where the fun starts. What we do is we go to here, return back, we go back here, we go back. Slowly going back and forth in this for about 30 minutes, but I'm not going to stay there for 30 minutes. I'm probably going to stay there for like 10, 15, and it's going to be fast forwarded, so in reality it's probably going to be like 5 minutes I'm going to stay there. I'm probably going to fail this mission anyway, since I don't have the briefing and I don't know the time I'm supposed to actually be there, so I'm not going to waste too much time here. Just once again here for the fun, you know, here to practice BVR, which I'm trash at. Anyway, by this point, I would fence in. Now to do that, once again, click on Wingman, go all the way to where you see fence in, and you press 1.
Fenced in. 2, fenced in.
Oh, it does work. I didn't realize that. Yeah, when he responds, it means you're in the right VHF, so, yeah, I guess I was lucky. That's weird, he didn't respond on the ground. Maybe that's something we can't do. Huh. Anyway, let's level off here. We're pretty high altitude. Usually the briefings say to stay at 22,000, 21,000. I like going to like 25, 30,000. That's what I like you doing. Just for that fuel saving, you know? Because we're going to be in the air for a while, and if you run into contacts, it's not going to be fun. Anyway, since we're fenced in, go to air-to-air mode, and I go to master arm right here. Now, while this is going, let me get myself a glass of water and I'll be back. I'm back. Whoops, I forgot to change to the next steer point. Oh well.
Chalice 2, be advised, hostile launch activity detected, bullseye 0, 2, 8, 1, 3, 1.
Alright, I'm back. Let me make sure it's good. Okay. Now, I need to actually check in the AWACS. To do that, you simply press Q, and the AWACS page comes up. You check in, pressing 6.
Chalice 2, ready to attack.
Then right after that, you set to UHF to number 6. And you're good. Now we go to waypoint 3.
Sideboard 1, Chalice 2, engage AN-24, Singleton, bullseye 0, 2, 6, 8, 0.
30 minutes. Now, what a lot of people forget, to be honest, I even forgot, I didn't even realize it was a thing. I learned this really recently. To do an IF check,
Chalice 2, engage AN-24,
you need to do DMS left.
0, 2, 9, 8, 0.
You need to do DMS left. It's in the settings. You go to the stick page, and then you'll see it. Now, when I do that, what it'll do is a mode 4 interrogation. You see the green stuff. Mode 2, and then mode 1.
Sideboard 1, Chalice 2,
Mode 4 being the most accurate,
AN-24, Singleton, bullseye
because
0,
mode 4
3,
has
1,
encrypted
8, 0.
information. Mode 2, which is not encrypted, but has a 4-digit code, if I'm right, and mode 1, which only has 2-digit code. So number 4 is the most accurate, and then it, goes down. So yeah, just mostly rely on mode 4.
Sideboard 1, Chalice 2, engage AN-24, Singleton, bullseye 0, 3, 3, 8, 2. Sideboard 1, Chalice 2, engage AN-24, Singleton, bullseye 0, 3, 6, 8, 3.
Ooh, got some turbulence there. Whoa, what just happened? What? Did he just launch a flare? I'm scared. What's going on? Alright, now, if you're in that situation, what I'd like to do, press Q.
1, Chalice 2,
and then
engage AN-24, Singleton. Bullseye, 03782.
he's asking us to engage target. Bullseye, 3-2. That's kind of close. Hold up. That ain't good. That kind of close, though. Turn off autopilot first.
Sideboard, 1, Chalice 2, engage AN-24, Singleton. Bullseye, 03981. Sideboard, 1, Chalice 2, engage AN-24, Singleton. Bullseye, 03880. Chalice 2, sideboard, 1-1, copy.
How am I not seeing this target? This is a noob at work right here, boys. I'm not seeing this guy. It's so weird. Let me see what altitude he's at.
Chalice 2, sideboard, 1-1, request vector
20,000.
to threat.
Okay.
Sideboard, 1, Chalice 2, nearest threat, Bullseye, 05365, 20,000. Hot, hostile, print, MiG-19s, 2 ship.
2 ship. Oh. This is a little scary. I don't like that. And I still have no idea where he is. This is fun. Well, let's turn back. I don't want to stay here. Gone too far in enemy lines. Just fast forward a little. Just cause. So we haven't seen any targets. Is my FCR even on? It is on. That's weird. Oh, I didn't realize it was, I just checked my stream and this was off-centered. Now it should be centered, I hope. I really hope so. There you go, now I can lock kind of stuff. But they're all friendly, so I'm not. I hope this is good, because I noob and yes.
Chalice 2, sideboard, 1-1, request vector to threat.
They did my job. How awesome is that?
Sideboard, 1, Chalice 2, I don't have any targets.
there's my man, I think. Actually, no, I think that's an A10C. I hope it was. That'd be awkward if it was an enemy. Oh, I forgot to send my Joker. Oh well, I have eyes. I can see how much fuel I got.
Cyborg 1-2, let me at him.
Alright, have fun.
Cyborg 1-2, weapons free. 2, Wilco. Engaging. 1 o'clock flow. Engaging. 11 o'clock flow.
One o'clock low. I can't even walk up to him. Is he that low? Alright, well, I'm ending the stream. It was a good test. Let's see what we can do later. But for now, it was nice flying. I might do this again. We'll see.